Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my video. I'm here this Thursday afternoon on May the 15th, and what I'm going to do this afternoon is I'm going to show you how I sew my quilt top together. I've made some blocks out of the Irish chain pattern from Missouri Star Quilt. I'm using a beautiful line of fabric. These are a 10-inch square. They're in a line that's called Daydreams. This particular pattern is done by Jason Yenter.
Shout out Jason Yenter.
Yay, Jason Yenter. These are beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Absolutely gorgeous. This is a special order for a good friend of mine. Her granddaughter is graduating next month in June, and she wanted a special quilt to celebrate her granddaughter's graduation. So this is what I'm doing. That's the line of fabric I'm using. This is the pattern. What I've done is taken and made a 10-inch block, and then I sewed the 10-inch block with that. I've trimmed them all down, got my seams ironed open, and I am ready to sew this top together. If y'all would like to watch, that's what I am going to do this afternoon. You have any questions, please comment, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer. My name is Juna, and I love quilting. I've got my grandson here with me filming this afternoon. We're just taking a nice 1/4-inch seam, and as you can tell, I've pinned my 1/4-inch seams so that way everything's going to nest up real good. I have my diagonal seam tape on the sewing machine. I don't know if you can see it here, but I've got this keeping me in a straight line.
I think they can see it.
All right. And I'm just going to sew this quilt top together so I can get it quilted. I'd like to have this quilt done for her by Saturday afternoon. And sometimes when I'm quilting, I like to use a little bit of a cheater to help me keep it lined up and keep it going straight. As you can see, I've got my seams pressed open. Oops, let me see if I can get this one seam to lay down there. It likes to turn up as you turn it. You're sewing towards it here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, and as I approach the pin, I'm going to pull that out. And let's see. My seam keeps wanting to turn up on me. I'm going to keep it on my 1/4-inch line. If y'all have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. Let me know if I can help in any way. If there's anything you'd like to know about this process, it's a very easy quilt block. Very easy. I watched a tutorial on Missouri Star Quilt, and Jenny made this quilt top look so simple, which it is very simple, that I just had to try it. And I've made about 3 quilts so far with this pattern, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. So I keep having to come back to it and keep sewing more. Okay, we got to the end of this, and I think what I'll do is the quilt is going to end up being about 72 inches wide to about 90 inches long. Let me trim my threads here. That'll kind of give you a look to let you see how it's going to work out. That's just my first 2 rows sewed together, and I'm going to go get a 3rd row, sew that to these, and then I'll let you see what it looks like when I get all the rows sewed together. I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. I've got my 3rd row pinned and pieced to the 2nd and 1st row. And I'm making the top as I go along. I'm going to get this all sewed together so I can get this quilted. I quilt on my home machine. I have a Baby Lock Jazz too, and I quilt on that. Not real good at quilting yet, but I'm working on it because I'm still a beginner. I think until you can get everything perfected, you're a beginner. And I don't have it all perfected. In the quilting end of it, I love sewing, and I love the quilting part of it. But let me tell y'all, it's not easy learning how to make all those fancy feathers and stitches, learning how to quilt, but I'm working on it. The last quilt I put together, I tried something different, and I used a continuous square, which was very interesting. It was a box shape, and you just sew along and make a continuous square. That was really pretty. I liked the turnout on
Move that
it.
up a bit so they can see better. I'm
Okay.
also gonna move these over to the, well, if I can.
Let me move this back here.
Yeah,
Let me get this out of your way.
so they can see better.
Okay, I think I ran out of bobbin thread. You know, that is the one continual thing that always plexes us sewers is running out of the bobbin thread, and you're sewing along, sewing along. Next thing you know, you've sewed about 2 miles, and there's nothing sticking together. Okay, let me put a new bobbin in here. I pre-wound 8 bobbins for this quilt top, and we're going to see if that makes it.
Do you want me to cut?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. See if I can back this truck up. And let's try this again. Let me bring my thread up. Get my bobbin thread up here. You know, this is a utensil that was in my mother's nail file package, and I just love it. I love it. I use it as a guide to help me as I quilt. It really does help move my fabric along. It was just something I found laying around the house, so I've been using it, and I really enjoy it. I have Levi here helping me film our video today. This is my grandson. He's 9 years old, and he's very good at this, so we're going to trust him to make a good video as I sew my quilt together.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe our videos, please.
And also share them and turn on notifications to all your friends that like quilting or sewing or whatever.
That's
They will
right.
Probably
We like to see your comments too, so please comment and let us know if there's any questions. As I said earlier, this is an Irish change
and no matter how many
pattern.
comments we get,
We're going to
not
answer.
Stop
That's right.
until we're just bored.
We're
take a
going to
break.
answer them all.
If you're a hater, well, what my teachers told me at school, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
But everyone in the quilting world is very nice, and there's no really quilt police, as we know. So we just like to sew for the joy of sewing. It makes me happy to sew, and it makes me happy to make someone else happy to make them a quilt. And that's what it's all about to me.
Oh,
I have to say that today is a special day for me. Today is, it would be my 37th wedding anniversary. My husband passed away 5 years ago. And today would be our 37th wedding anniversary. We got married here on Hamilton Farms, his family farm that he started with his parents. And can you believe we milked dairy cows on this farm? Now we have
Lainey's coming.
Yeah.
Guys, they cover crazy ladies coming.
Oh, my granddaughter's
Hi.
getting off the school bus. Levi, would you go tell her we're in here?
Yeah.
Granddaughter's getting home from school. She's our little first grader. She's the youngest of my grandchildren. Okay, here's the third row. And let me see about making sure the seams are all sewed correctly on this one. And it'll give you a good idea of what the quilt is going to look like, the quilt top. Let me trim some threads here where I had to go back and restart. And let me get these at the very end. Okay, and there we go. Dispose of those threads. And let's take a pause for a minute, Levi, after I show them. Okay, I'm back. I said hello to Lainey. She just got home from the school bus.
Lainey, you want to come say hi?
We love school. Come over here and say hello behind me. This is my Lainey. She's my youngest granddaughter. She's the youngest grandchild of all. So that was the end of her. This is Lainey.
I thought it was Caxton.
That's a great grandson. Lainey's the youngest grandchild. I have 6 grandchildren, 4 great grandchildren right now to count. What I'm doing here is I'm pinning the 4th row, and what I do is I like to pin at the seams. Yeah, I like to match up my seams real good, so I'm pinning at every seam and trying to match them up the best I can. And usually I just use one pin. It seems adequate enough. So I'll come down here to the next seam, and here I am. I nest them, make sure that they're nice and flat, and you can feel when they're nested. They're nice and flat together. And then I'll poke a pin in right there, and I'll go down to the next seam. Nest the seam, poke a pin in, and we're ready to sew. In just a few minutes after I get the rest of these done, and we're going to sew the 4th row of this top together. That seam wanted to turn in the opposite direction. I'm going to make him turn where I want the seam to be, and that's this direction. All right, now we're going to sew the 4th row together.
Do you want to go?
And like I said, if y'all have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm really new at the YouTube video. My grandson and I have been working on a couple of them so far, and this is all new to me. Levi's helping me out a lot. My Levi is 9 years old, and he's a very big helper. There's Levi and Winston. I'm a fur baby lover. I love my puppies. I have 2. I have Winston and Sadie. Winston is a Cavapoo, which is part toy poodle, and his mama is a let me think a minute, because I just forgot, because I wanted to say little Millie, his mama, is one of those pause please.
Okay.
Millie, his mother, is a King Charles Cavalier.
Then we got Sadie too.
And then we have Sadie.
The newest one in the pack.
Sadie is 1 year old, and she is, bless her heart, she's beautiful, but she's still a puppy. She's just 1 year. And she is a
barking machine.
yes, she is a barking machine. She does love to bark, but she's a Sheltie, and she's beautiful. She has all the beautiful markings. So I am a fur baby lover.
Doesn't it look like she has a little lion's mane?
But you know, quilting is my joy. It's my second joy in life. My first joy is my grandchildren. The
Sadie,
second
what are
joy
you
in my
doing?
life is
Sadie,
sewing quilts for my family and my friends.
shut it. Get out.
Anything to make people happy. I am a people pleaser. Okay, this seam wanted to go the other direction, so we're going to fix that. And I have a beautiful little pin cushion here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's a sewing machine pin cushion.
Yeah,
I love it. It really helps me a lot.
Look at that. It's so cute.
What I'm doing
I don't know if they can
is
see
making sure that my seams are nested as I sew along. We're on row number 4 of this quilt top.
I don't know if they can see like the thing the best. Like some of that.
Let me move the material back here so y'all can see me sewing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And I don't know if you missed it or not, but this is a special order quilt I'm doing for a good friend of mine. Her granddaughter is graduating, and she wanted to give her with a quilt as a gift for graduation. So I got the order the other day, and I've about got the top all done. And what we're going to try to do in this video, if you can stick with me, I'm going to try to sew the whole quilt top together, finish sewing the rows all together, and we're going to bat it and back it. And then we're going to make a beautiful quilt for that young lady. And this is the Irish chain pattern. And like I said earlier, this is a beautiful line of fabric. I just love the line of fabric. It's so pretty.
I just want to let y'all know, thanks for all the comments on the first video we ever made. We want comments like that. More of those comments.
Thank you all. And I'll be right back with row number 5. Okay, I'm on my 4th or 5th row. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on my 5th row of this quilt top. Yay. And I'm getting it stitched together. I'm taking a good 1/4 inch seam. And I have nested all my seams together. And I pressed my seams open. This is the first time I've tried pressing my seams open, and I am impressed with pressing them open. I like this. I've always been afraid of doing that, but I like the results. I've lightly starched with Best Press.
We went to a
And then today, we are just getting home from the Philbrook Museum in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had a school field trip with Levi for the TIPS program in his school, White Rock. We live in a county that has thirsty. We have a county that is fairly large, but our school system is a little different. We have one central high school for our whole county, but our TIPS program is very great for our talented young children.
Yeah.
And so they took them from the schools throughout the county, and we met all at the Philbrook Museum, and that was very interesting. We got to see the samurai soldiers. They wore unique uniforms, and the metal and the artistic design of their armor was just amazing.
Dude, it was a 2-hour drive.
I have seen, of course, as most of us, we've all watched Shogun, I would think. And you know, it was really amazing to see those uniforms up front, right in the reel. I think there's all kinds of forms of art, and quilting is my form that I like to express myself in.
You all please comment down below if you want us to make 3 or 4 videos a week, because we've been talking about that for a while now. my Nana have.
We're very new into this videoing, and my grandson Levi is really into making videos. So we're going to see how many we can make for y'all a week.
Yeah, comment down
So
below if
comment,
you want 3
let us know.
or 4 a week. And we're thinking of doing 1 long video and then 2 or 3 short videos. Comment down below what you think. And
We'll try to make it happen.
yeah.
We will.
And if you want like a certain thing that we, like you want a challenge or you come up with your own quilt that you want or something like that, I don't know.
If there's anything that we can make or show you that you would be interested in learning, let me know. I'll do my best to show it and see if we can't figure it out together. If it's something I don't know, I'd be more than happy to.
Wait, I got a good idea. 1 long video, 1 or 2 short videos, and then 1 video where, like, for the younger people who want to quilt, where we do, like, tutorials for them. I mean, this is a tutorial, but, like, the beginning.
That's right.
Something
We can
like
always
that.
start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I just so happened today when Levi suggested that we made a video, I had this quilt top to piece together. And so that's what we're doing today. And if you would, Levi, if we'll take a little pause.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. I've got 6 rows sewed together. I'm going to measure this quilt top and see if this is the size I'm looking for. She requested a full size, and it's for a young lady. I think I'm going to try to maybe need 1 more row, but I'm going to measure it and see what I have now. If y'all will stick with me here for a minute, I'm going to move around.
What? Do you need me
Lay
to
it
get
on
rid of our
on my
stand?
table.
I'm going to get rid of the stand. What?
Thank you. Lay it out. I'm going to break out the old measuring tape
I'm going to do that. Boom, shakalaka.
and
Now you
see
can see it
exactly
really
what I
good.
have here.
Yeah, the measuring tape.
Yeah, the big measuring tape.
What? Now can we get a shot of Winston?
Okay.
I don't know if they want to watch this, but yeah.
You can pause it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be right back, people.
I am back with a quilt top that right now is measuring 57 by 57. And I want that to be a little longer than it is wide. So if y'all excuse me for a minute, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and make another row. And then I'll get back with you guys on the next video and we'll finish this quilt top.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.
Peace.